is the Hypomanic entrepreneur. In this video, I want to share some tips and tricks in Power BI that I learned from this book, Extreme DAX. Take your Power BI and Microsoft Data Analytics skills to the next level. So I finished reading this today, and I want to share some more information based on my insights from this because I felt like this has helped me a lot better understand DAX and data modeling and a lot of things about how Power BI works. So I want to share a bit for that how the book is structured, what kind of insights you can get from it, and generally, yeah, how it can help you if it's relevant to your situation. So this book is set up in two parts basically. It's a part one, which is generally the main framework of okay how DAX works on a more advanced level. The modeling, how to set up data models, how to do the proper use the general DAX code in for practical purposes. And then in part two, there are more kind of advanced business applications that are building on a lot of the things from part one. So this is a more advanced book. So if you're a complete beginner, there are probably other books you could go to. Packed really great set of or publishing place. They have a lot of technical books like this, and they also have another one for more beginner level Power BI. They also have other things similar like Power Automate and other things. So yeah, to start with a bit more of the details for how for the insights of this, uh, yeah, it's most applicable if you are in a job or a situation where you're actively using Power BI. You're designing, you're setting up your own reports. You're modeling the data uh, by uh, by yourself. You're getting a data set. You're modeling it within Power BI. You write DAX code and basically use these to create visualizations and so on. This doesn't go a lot into uh, the the parts of setting up visualizations, but it has a lot of the essentials for making the data actually correct, making the measures correct, and that's why it's so important with the insights here. You're getting to see more of the intricacies of uh, the different context level. One important central insight is that um, the context plays a key role in uh, a key role in Power BI and for getting the right data, especially when you're setting it up in tables, for getting the right information you're looking for, and then that is basically three different contexts. That it's the query context, which is basically the context that you get from just gathering the data from the source. And then there's the row context. When you're looking at the table, it's you're looking at it on a row level, and then you have the filter context. When you're taking filters, you're basically looking for the filters. And then one important function is that they say is probably the most important function in DAX is calculate, because that allows you to kind of change the filter. But so a lot of functionalities with calculate, but for more advanced purposes, there are so many other functions that are relevant to use for making it specifically the context that you're looking for. If you're looking for more advanced calculations on a row level, it's probably the row context you're looking for, and so on. So the more the more advanced kind of business logic you want to implement in your Power BI reports, the more you need to think about, okay, how do I need to set up the model, first of all, behind the scenes, for the connections between the tables and the columns, the relevant columns to be set up correctly for the data flow between these to be accurate, and how does that affect the kind of functions and uh, I need to use for to have the right context and to make sure that the filters that filters propagate, they transfer correctly, and they actually produce the right results, and that you have some kind of method to test that. Okay, I wanted to have follow this specific type of business logic. Okay, it will make sense if that produces such and such results. Okay, then you can test out if it that's what happens, and if something else happens, then you may review. Okay, there may be something wrong in the way I've set this up. So be active with kind of testing, be active with keeping the original business logic in mind uh, at all times when setting up this. You need to have in mind, okay, what are you actually going for? So having clear in mind the actual um, intention, your actual business logic that you seek to implement, that is so important for finding out, okay, how how can you actually make this business logic happen? And then there are several steps that need to be followed to make sure that is correctly implemented in Power BI. So yeah, I definitely recommend checking this book out. So uh, so this video was more to give kind of a sneak peek into kind of what you're getting here. So yeah, in the first part of it, it's like model design using DAX, context and filtering using calculate, and then for part two, there's business cases like security with DAX, learning to use row level security, path functions, uh, dynamically changing visualization with dynamic measures like KPIs, labels, and so on. Alternative calendars if you're going for week-based calendars or something else than a normal Gregorian calendar. Time intelligence calculations using auto exist, taking care of intercompany business, internal transactions between subsidiaries, and so on, and setting in place forecasting tools for forecasting, personnel planning, net present value, inventory analysis, and much more. So there's a lot of exciting things to go through if you're actively using Power BI, you're on a more intermediate or advanced level, and you want to kind of take it to the next level. You want to see what more Power BI has to offer. Then this is a great book for you. Recommend it a lot. And yeah, so I hope this has been helpful to give some input and tips and tricks for Power BI, and kind of if this book is relevant for you, that it has been interesting, made you interested in maybe checking this book out if you haven't already, or a similar book to this. So yeah, that's all I have to say for this one. If you have any other recommendations of other similar technical books you want me to check out, review, or give any tips and tricks about, be sure to comment that in the description, and I will see you all very soon.